Come on, help me do the video. Hi everybody. Today is kind of like two different topics going on in this video today. Had a suicidal chicken. I found her dead in the horse trough. It was one of the brahmas, and my thought was, okay, there's no missing feathers, so what happened? So she either couldn't decide between the roosters, Poof, the silky rooster I got, or the buff Brahma rooster I got, Henry, and it was such a terrible decision. She committed suicide because she couldn't take it no more. Either that, or the ducks that I got are scared of the pond, and she was probably trying to show the ducks how to be ducks and realized she can't swim and died. Either way, she committed suicide. There was no missing feathers or anything else. And after I was done gardening last night, I went over to check the horse water to see if I had to fill it up more, and I just see her floating in there. Like, oh my gosh. So those are I've ran the forensics, and those are the only two conclusions I could come up with. I haven't had the FBI or anything out here like that to help me investigate, but that's the conclusions I've drawn to. So yes, I am actually looking for some more dual purpose good winter laying hens, because now one of my buff brahmas that I was hoping to hatch more eggs out of next year took a kaput. So Australorps, more brahmas, any color will work. Orpingtons, my mom said her buff Orpington wasn't the best winter layer, but other people say that they are. I don't know. I need something that's gonna pop some eggs out. Maybe a death layer. That'd be great. Anyway, I did do some gardening yesterday. I ended up tearing up all of my tomatoes, and I was thinking about dehydrating the rest of them, and I'm just at the point where I'm sick of looking at tomatoes. So the chickens and ducks are probably going to end up with the rest of the cherry tomatoes. They're starting to go bad, and I'm just done looking at tomatoes this year. So I planted some seeds out. I couldn't find my beets. Whoa! The wind's pretty strong today, and the phone decided to try to take a nosedive. I couldn't find my beets and my spinach seeds yesterday, so I planted out more. I'll show you what I planted. Easter basket radishes, purple top, white globe, turnips, dazzling blue kale, which is a lacinato type and is supposed to be awesomely winter hardy. So I may go ahead and sow more kale seeds after I rip up those things, the green beans. Yes, I sowed some cosmic crimson lettuce mix, and these are pelleted seeds, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. What else did I plant? I feel like there's more. Oh, little marvel peas and sugar magnolia tendril peas. My seeds aren't in order, and it's throwing me off. Red Russian or Ragged Jack kale. I also sowed some of those. So I did get some good sowing going on. And since I now found my beets and my spinach, I'm going to go ahead and rip the nasturtiums out. They're still going. They're not really putting on flowers though. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip them out and make room for some different edibles. I know nasturtiums are edibles. I was going to say, oh, something edible, but I honestly don't eat nasturtiums. I think they're pretty. I try to use them for trap plants and something cool to add to the garden to fill up space, basically, and attract pollinators. I like them. They're pretty, but yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and plant out some Mastro de Viroflay and Bloomsdale long-standing spinaches. Some plain or single Italian parsley. Some white Lisbon bunching onions. And I'm wondering if Dark Gray Kitty's not going to knock the phone over again. Ooh, she was talented that time. And I'm probably going to try to make room for more Detroit dark red beets, because they're actually growing better than the bull's blood beets for some reason, and I'm not sure why. So I'll take you along with me to do some sowing and some looking at the garden. I've got some, well, I'll just go out there and show you what's growing. I've got all kinds of things in my hands, but I decided to name my buff lace Polish Buffy. Isn't she cute? She goes between the Duck clan there, Lila, no, and the Brahma clan. She's a cute little thing. And the lady I got her for has some silver lace Polish coming up. I don't know if I'm going to do any more babies this year, because it's coming upon winter, or at least colder weather, and I'm not really set up to deal with all that. So I might pass on more babies the rest of this year. But some grow outs, sure. I have been sticking the silky babies out there in the coop about noontime, because then I know my hens are done laying for the day, and then I'll close the coop up. That way the other chickens could come up to them and get to know them and all that. They could start getting used to being outside and all that, because in about 3 weeks I'm ready to just put them out here and leave them out here. They're trying to fly out of their little brooder that I got set up. Now I don't blame them. It's small and it's boring, and it's a lot better out here. But it's pretty chilly at night, and they can't fly up to the nesting boxes yet. So I have to wait, and they have to wait, unfortunately. Alright, let's come out to the garden. We decided, come on Lila, come on. So I don't have to babysit her. And she has realized she could push the gate open in the garden, so I gotta make sure I shut that. Anyway, we decided to ditch this bed because you see what it's doing. The only thing it's really good at growing is things I don't want to grow. I got like one Swiss chard, nope, this, I don't know what this is. And it might be part of the lettuce mix I sowed, but it's crap. Like, only this Swiss chard is kind of healthy. I got some Ragged Jack kale, and it might be some lacinato kale, and this looks like it might be Swiss chard too. And I got like, oh, just a couple parsley. So if anything else, I'm going to end up taking this off and leaving that section and just doing away with this, and then trying to take these walls to finish this bed out so I can actually plant some garlic. But my next days off are Monday and Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, and so I won't be able to do that quite yet. They got me working more hours, which means that I'm doing good. So my green beans are still producing, even though they're kind of looking sad. They're still putting out. My two asparagus plants here are doing great. I don't know if I'm going to start any more asparagus or not. If I did, I would plant them and let them sit and overwinter and grow up. I don't, maybe no winter sowing or anything like that, just to make it easier. And asparagus is cold hardy. I figured that might be the better way to go about it. Let me pick this green bean here. Looks a little small, but I'm not going to pick for a couple days, and I'm getting ready to put harvest up from the past few days. Oh, there's a dragon's tongue bush bean. I better pick it. So yeah, they look sad, but they're still putting out. So those are the two nasturtium plants that I've got left. I'm going to rip them out and plant spinach. And it looks like my radishes are growing. I'm not sure if that's the China Rose or the Jantar radishes. But you see what's going on with the bull's blood beets. It's very spotty germination, and I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, there's some down here. I did top off all these with some more chicken composted manure. I said that really weird, but you know what I'm talking about. But then here's the Detroit dark red beets. There's a lot better germination in that little tub. So not sure what's going on. This little pool is starting to look sad, but I've still got patty pan squash growing. And this is Kiku chrysanthemum melons, delicata squash, a Kajari melon. There's some more Kajaris over there. You can see them. Yeah, they're just green right now. Nothing's ripe. And I did find out that these look like cantaloupe. So I got some cantaloupes growing too. So there's another couple. Not bad for this time of year. My first try at late sowing melons and winter squash. I've picked about 4 desi squash off this plant, and this plant still looks healthy. I'm really liking the desi squash. I think it's great. It's looking healthy. This and the Kentucky squash are definite keepers in my garden. And then look at this heavy hitter okra. I'm thinking that the squash might be running over an okra plant. I might have to prune that. Yes, it is definitely laying over an okra plant. I'll come out and prune that later. This one's not getting as much sun. It's not as big. But look at this heavy hitter okra. Look at all those blossoms on there so far. And these baby plants. This is actually pretty stinking awesome. And look, there's a bloom, a couple more blooms on that one. I'm actually thoroughly impressed. I've grown crimson spineless, I've grown burgundy and jing okra, and this one so far looks like it's going to outproduce any of those, so I'm thoroughly impressed. I wasn't sure what to think. Some people said, oh, it's not as good as crimson spineless. Other people loved it, so I decided to give it a shot. And yeah, so on this trellis here is where my sugar magnolia peas are going to grow. And I went ahead and planted kales around here. Oh, nope, that's the lettuces. And then kales. I think some more radishes. I can't remember what the heck I've planted. All I know is those two I remember. I didn't plant any peas in here. Oh yeah, the little marvel peas I planted in this one. So not quite sure what's in that one. Yeah, these two where the nasturtiums are is where the spinach is going to go. Either that or some spinach and more kale. I don't know. Whatever happens, happens. And I'll probably just chuck some bunching onion seeds in both of those as well. Or heck, even with the spotty germination of beets, I'll plant some bunching onions in there. So at least I have some onions. But that's about it. The zinnias are still rocking. I keep deadheading them. They're growing. My holy basil looks amazing. And it's just in a small wash tub. And it's outgrowing it. So, looks like Dark Gray Kitty wants to help me. Don't drink that. That's where the squash bugs go, and there's dish soap in there. Weirdo. Anyway, I'm going to let you go so I can get taking care of this and get ready for work. So, thank you for stopping by. And I love you. And so does Jesus. God bless.